Once there was a mother who knit sweaters for her daughter. She started even before her daughter was born, using, those safe colors, white and yellow and green. But once the daughter was born, the mother started knitting pink sweaters and purple sweaters too. As the daughter grew, so did the sweaters. Once the daughter learned how to speak, every time she got a new sweater, she said, "Thanks, Mommy. I like this one the best." When the daughter was 10, she asked, "Mommy, would you teach me how to knit?" "Oh, sweetie, I was hoping that you'd ask. I'd love to teach you how to knit." So the mother taught the daughter how to knit. The daughter first made sweaters for her dolls because they were small. But then she made sweaters for herself and her father and her brother, and then her boyfriends and her fiancé and her husband, and then her own children. But she never made a sweater for her mother. She thought of it once, but then quickly thought, no, whenever Mom sees a sweater that she wants, she just makes it for herself. But the mother kept on making sweaters for the daughter. The last sweater the mother made for the daughter was a red sweater with a pattern of raised hearts across the shoulders. Unfortunately, 6 months after the mother gave the sweater to the daughter, the mother died. But the daughter wore that sweater many, many times. And every time she wore it, she felt her mother's love. Eventually, however, the sweater got worn out. When the daughter realized that, she thought, no, I don't want to throw this away. This is the last sweater my mother made for me. Isn't there something I can do? So she looked and she thought, and then she smiled. I know. I'll take the sleeves off and use the good yarn from the sleeves to repair the holes in the body of it, and then I'll have a vest to wear. That's just what she did. The daughter wore that vest many, many times, and every time she wore it, she felt her mother's love. Eventually, however, the vest got worn out. When the daughter realized that, she thought, I don't want to throw this away. It's from the last sweater my mother made for me. Isn't there something I can do? She looked and she thought, and then she smiled. There's still a lot of good yarn left in there. I'll take the vest apart and see how much yarn I have, and I'll make something out of that. She ended up with a good-sized ball of yarn, and she made herself a scarf out of that, and she put that pattern of raised hearts all over that scarf. The daughter wore that scarf many, many times, and every time she wore it, she felt her mother's love. Eventually, however, even the scarf got worn out. When the daughter realized that, she thought, I don't want to throw this away. It's from the last sweater my mother made for me. Isn't there something I can do? She looked and she thought, she said, there's still a little bit of good yarn left here. I'll take the scarf all apart and make something from the yarn that's left. Well, she only had a little ball of yarn this big. I can't make anything to wear out of that, but I can make a Christmas ornament. And out of that last little bit of ball of yarn, she made this ornament and put the pattern of the raised heart right in the middle of it. And she knew that whenever she saw that, she would feel her mother's love. But it wasn't Christmas, so she put the ornament away and noticed there was one last piece of yarn left, only this long. The daughter thought, now, I know it's foolish even to think of doing something with this little bit of yarn. But she looked and she thought, and then she smiled because she was a storyteller as well as a knitter. And from that last little bit of yarn, the daughter made this story. And she knew that whenever she told it, she would feel her mother's love.